Hello, what's going on everyone, Havoc here. We're gonna go over one of the most premium gaming laptops. The build quality rivals that of the MacBook and the usability is next level, regardless if you're a gamer, creator, or anywhere in between. Let's talk about the ASUS Zephyrus G16, one laptop that you might just ditch your MacBook for. Right out of the box, the G16 has a wow factor. From its smooth, finely finished aluminum CNC chassis to the striking yet subtle slash on the back, it is super slick. The design is definitely something that will leave others in wonder. It's housing a 16-inch 2560 by 1600 OLED display, which ASUS calls their Nebula display. It has a 0.2 millisecond response time and a 240Hz refresh rate with a peak brightness of 500 nits, and it's also G-Sync enabled. Watching videos and playing games is definitely enjoyable and doesn't cause any eye strain. The screen is also flicker free at lower brightness, so if you're sensitive to that, then this laptop will not be a problem. The one thing that is a little annoying, and it's more noticeable on the G16 versus the G14, is that the screen definitely has a wobble. It's more noticeable than other laptops, but it's not really a problem unless you're constantly shaking your desk or something. It's just the way the hinges are designed along with the weight that causes it to wobble, but it doesn't interrupt the use. The keyboard has a 1.7mm key travel, so it's comfortable to type on, and it's flanked by the speakers, so you don't get a numpad because of that. The slash lighting on the back can be customized from the Armory Crate or G-Helper, along with the keyboard lighting. The trackpad is huge, has good palm rejection, satisfying clicks, but one thing that I don't like about it is that you can't click near the top. The MacBook Pro's trackpad is still one of my favorites, but I can say that this would probably rank second or third. Did I mention that the laptop's pretty slick? The port selection is great. On the left side we have the DC in, and it's not a typical barrel charger. HDMI, Thunderbolt 4 Type-C port, which also supports DisplayPort 2.1, USB-A, and an auxiliary port. The right side has a full-size SD card compared to the G14, which has a microSD. It also has a USB-A and a USB-C, which supports DisplayPort 1.4. What's your favorite feature so far? Let me know in the comments below, and if you're enjoying the video so far, please give it a like. One of the coolest features of this laptop is the ability to sign in with Windows Hello. It makes life so much easier, but sometimes it is a bit finicky. I would much rather prefer a fingerprint reader though. It's kind of like, in the Legion 7i. Let's move on to the specs. The model that I have is rocking an Intel Core Ultra 9 185H processor. This chip is built around handling all the AI workload, since that seems to be the rage in 2024. It's also packing a RTX 4070 with a max TGP of 105 watts. Although after 100 watts, you're getting diminishing returns, so it doesn't really matter. And we get 16 gigs of LP DDR5X RAM, which is definitely fast, but unfortunately it's soldered on, so you can't add any more if you need it later down the road. And there's also 1TB of storage, which is upgradable, and there's also another slot that you can add storage into. The laptop has these Torx head screws on the bottom, which I don't have the right tools to open, so while I appreciate them including these to prevent stripping, not everyone has these available at home, and for that reason, I have to give it a poor rating for upgradability. And what about the speakers? Well, let's just say that you won't be disappointed. If the MacBook Pro speakers are a 10 out of 10, then I would say that these are an 8.5 out of 10. You can actually enjoy movies or music without needing to wear headphones. There are 6 speakers and dual side woofers, so you do notice the bass. Here's a sample of the speakers, but just keep in mind it's hard to get a good idea unless you're hearing it in person. This is what the webcam sounds and looks like in the Zephyrus G16, and this is a 1080p webcam, better than the 720p that we see in the other laptops. The battery is 90 watt-hours, and battery life will vary depending on use. But if you're just watching YouTube videos and browsing the web, then you can easily get somewhere between 8 and 9 hours. The power management is also pretty good, and most of the time I don't even hear the fans turn on. Obviously, if you're gaming, then expect that to decrease drastically, like 1 to 2 hours max. And it's best to game with a charger plugged in anyway to get maximum performance. You can see here that this laptop can handle these games pretty well. On the top left is the GPU, CPU, RAM, and FPS. Check out some benchmarks here. The heat management is good, but the laptop does tend to run on the hotter side, likely due to its slim build along with the fact that it's metal, but that's expected. And from what I've seen, Intel CPUs run hotter than AMD in my experience. I think it would be best to use with a laptop cooler, or at least raise the bottom up so you can get some cool air flowing. There's also 3 fans which help in cooling, and I've heard some people complain that the third middle fan causes a whining noise, but luckily in my experience that hasn't happened. As far as portability goes, coming in at just 4.08 pounds, the laptop's a featherweight, but punching way above its class. This laptop can handle it all, and it's easily portable thanks to a slim design. Here's some things that I would improve. Probably a more sturdy hinge design so the screen isn't flopping like a fish out of water. Ability to upgrade the RAM. Independent RGB lighting for each key, like in the Legion 7i, and well, that's kind of it. If you want a gaming laptop that has a premium look and feel without having the look of a gaming laptop, then this is worth checking out. Let me know what you think of the Zephyrus G16 and if you're thinking of getting one. Thanks for watching, have a go.